Y'all know what time it is. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. We live once again, folks. We just getting started. We're going to get everybody a little time. Check in. Make sure we got everything locked and loaded. We live streaming right now on Kick, Facebook, and YouTube, everybody. Y'all know I feed your mind, body, and soul. You know how the drill go. We're going to have a good time. Nothing but good vibes. Good vibes only on the Foolish Show podcast. Hope y'all feeling blessed. Hope y'all having a great week. Getting ready for a great weekend. But tonight we're going to get into it, folks. We're going to talk about how you dealing with taking a loss. We all take losses. So how you deal with taking a loss, whether it's in your pockets, in your love life, how do you bounce back? Remember, the live chat is always open. Don't be scared to leave your comments. Let me make sure we live streaming everywhere. And we're going to get it on and popping, folks. Y'all know I feed your mind, body, and soul. Y'all know how I go. So how do you bounce back from a loss? What if you lost all your money? What if you lost everything you had? What would you do to get everything back? What's the steps that you take? What if somebody came and took your kids away? What would you do? You lost your job right now. What is your next move? What is your next step? So that's the topic tonight. How do you bounce back from a loss? We all take losses. Things don't always work out in our favor. Sometimes we deal with things that we can't control that don't go our way. Everything in life doesn't go our way. We don't get what we want all the time. We might want to, but life don't work like that. Nobody gets what they want all the time. So we're going to give everybody a little minute to check in. The live chat is always open. We just getting started. Tonight's topic, how do you bounce back from a loss? If you lost it all right now, what would you do? Would you lose your mind? Would you want to take your own life? What would you do if you lost it all? How do you bounce back from failure? Ain't nothing wrong with falling down, because we all take losses and lumps along the way. Everything don't always go our way. Sometimes we got to deal with things not happening. Chrissy checking in. Tim says, how's your day? Everything is blessed. Make sure y'all jump in the live chat right now. We live streaming on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube. This is the Foolish Show podcast. Don't be scared to leave your comments. Chrissy says, how your day been going? I can't complain. But back to the topic, everybody. How do you bounce back from a loss? What if you lost your job right now? What if you lost everything you love right now? How would you bounce back? Chrissy say, follow your dreams. What would you do if you lost all your money? What's the steps you're going to take to get it all back? It's one thing to fall down, but it's another thing to stay down. When you stay down, that's how I go. You accepting it. You accepting failure. Ain't nothing wrong with falling down, but you don't lay down. You don't stay down. I always keep a positive mind frame. You got to take everything one day at a time, folks. Sometimes it might not work out in your favor. But if you keep pushing, things will get better. Nat Vat says, give me a rap. Somebody says, give me a chain. I hear y'all. But let's get on the topic. MT says, give me a chain. But let's get back on topic. What would you do if you lost it all? What would you do if you lost everything that you love? Nat Vat says, my fish just drowned. I need to say rest in peace to Jerry, the jerker. Rest in peace to your fish. Nat Vat. Now, but let's get back on topic, y'all. Y'all throwing me off. I got people talking about rest in peace to their fish and chains and everything else. But what would you do if you lost everything today or tomorrow? What's the steps you're going to take to get everything back? What if you lost all your money? Yvonne says the only way you would truly know is experience. Yvonne, I see you checking in. But tonight's topic, how do you bounce back from a loss? Xavier Lorenzo says, come on, dog, notice me. I got you, Xavier. Everybody get shine on here. I got you. Texas Repo, the topic is, how do you bounce back from a loss? If you lost something you love right now, if you lost your wife, if you lost all your money, if you lost your house, if you lost your truck, your car, what would you do? Would you lose your mind? Or would you take a little time to process everything and take it one day at a time? What would you do if you lost everything today? How do you bounce back from losses? We all take losses. Divine Wine says you will only know from experience. Absolutely. You have to get in that position to know what you're going to do, because you can easily say, well, I do this, I do that, but you got to be in the moment. When the moment comes, then you react most of the time. And sometimes, you know, we get really emotional. If you check your bank account and all of a sudden it says zero, of course you're going to get upset. Of course you're going to be hysterical, because that's your livelihood. Everybody got bills to pay. Divine Wine says you can say indefinitely. But we all got bills to pay. So I get it if you spaz out a little bit. What if you lost your kids? What if the people came and took all your kids away? Are you going to do what you have to do to fight to have your kids? Are you willing to make all the sacrifices, whatever it takes, to get your kids back? What sacrifices will you put yourself to bounce back from every time you took a loss, from every heartbreak, for every person that let you down, broke your heart? How do you bounce back from a broken heart? How do you bounce back from things not working out? And you feel like you keep trying, but it's not working. You're not coming across the right people. Excuse me, y'all. But what do? How do you bounce back when you take a loss? Texas Repo says, I'll move to California and convince Libra older brother I hated Trump. Oh, liberal older brother I hate Trump. I'll tell him I was wrong and will vote Democrat from now on. Texas Repo, I hear you. So how would y'all bounce back from y'all biggest losses? If you fall down, how will you pull yourself back up? It's one thing to fall. It's another thing to stay down. You don't let life get you all the way down where you want to give up. Divine Wine says, I'm going to war about my baby. See, that's what I'm talking about. It all going to take sacrifices. When you lose something, now you got to push yourself. If you want what you want, you ain't going to let nothing get in your way. If you lost everything and you trying to get it back, then that means you got to hustle even harder. If you lost your kids, then it shouldn't be no limit to whatever you got to do to be back in your kids' life and get the house back in order. But it all takes sacrifices. Because life will make you want to give up, because you're going to have ups and downs, and the downs going to hit hard. It's going to be times in life where you're going to want to cry. A lot of times you're going to be sad and depressed. I would never come on here and tell you that life is a piece of cake. It ain't no problem. Everybody got problems. Everybody endure pain. Some kind of way. Emotionally, physically. Everybody go through things. But it's how you deal with it. It's how you handle it. Texas Repo says, seriously though, you start by doing the little things first, like making your bed in the morning. One day at a time. That's all we can do. When things happen in that moment, you got to take it one day at a time. We know we want it all back in the snap of our fingers. You want everything to be good and back in order. But life don't always work like that. Life don't always work out how we want it to. Sometimes things happen out of the blue that you don't have no control over. And a lot of us experience that in life. You go through things where you ain't gonna have no control. Some things gonna happen. Life is going to happen. But you can't give up. So how do you bounce back from your losses? You take it one day at a time. And you come up with a plan to pursue whatever you're trying to pursue. Everything is a process. If you're trying to climb that mountain, you ain't going to get way to the top of the mountain in an hour. You might not get there in one day. But if you keep climbing, eventually, you'll reach the top of the mountain. Eventually, you will get to where you're going if you don't give up. If you keep your faith and always pursue. So never get discouraged if you take a loss, if you fall down, if something bad happens to you or things don't go your way. Don't get discouraged. Maybe God is trying to humble you. Sometimes we have to get a reality check. Because us as human beings, we walk around, we start feeling ourselves. You keep forgetting who's in charge, and we keep forgetting that we ain't going to live forever. Life is temporary. Death, that's forever. So we just on this roller coaster. Sooner or later, the ride we in. But we all going to take a loss in some kind of way. You might lose some loved ones. You might lose a childhood friend. You might lose a child, God forbid. As long as you live, you're going to take your losses. But all you can do is take it one day at a time. I can't tell you that you're going to heal up in an hour. Everything is a process. Everything takes steps to recovery. Even a broken heart. It's just like a wound. If you get cut, that cut's still going to be there tomorrow. 2 days from now, it's still going to be there. But give it a week or two, you'll see that wound start to close up. it'll start to heal. They always told me that time heals everything. So you got to give things time. Even when life seems like it ain't going your way, you feel like you can't catch a break. Every day is something new. There's always bad news. And you feel like you don't want to hear nothing else. You can't take no more. We all done been there in life. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. But how do you bounce back from your losses? What if you check your bank account and it was zero? What if you went out the door and your vehicle is gone? What if you got a phone call and said you ain't got no work to report to no more? What if they told you you're going to have to move on where you living right now? We need to get your stuff and go. What would you do if you took a loss? If you lost it all right now, which way would you go? Where would your mind take you? Would you crash out? Would you want to give up? Or will you stay strong and keep your faith? It's all about taking it one day at a time. Sometimes everything ain't going to be fixed overnight. Every problem we can't fix just like that. But give it a little time and you'll see things start going back your way. You'll see blessings start to come. So we got to understand, if you look outside, it might be pouring down right now, thunder and lightning, storming. But then 2 hours from now, you look out there, and the night is silent. The rain don't stop. So just because it's bad now, that don't mean it's going to be bad forever. We all take our losses. We all take our falls. Everybody done been through something. Don't let people fool you. Don't let people get in there and fool you and make you think that they don't have no problems. I don't care if they're rich, they still got problems. You got to worry about people trying to kill them, rob them, haters, stalkers. No matter what situation is, everybody got problems. But it's how you handle it and how you deal with it. You take it one day at a time. You might not can't fix it right away. It might take a little time. So how do you bounce back from your losses? You lost everything right now. You lost everything you love right now. What would you do? How would you react? That's what we talk about tonight, folks. We live streaming right now on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel if you ain't already. Reality Music Entertainment. Y'all know what the movement is. Make sure you check me out every Friday nights. The Foolish Show podcast is on the radio. Worldwide. Socialradio.com. You can tune in every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or the block, 105.3.com. 2 radio stations you can check this podcast out every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, folks. Well, how do you bounce back from your losses? If you lost it all, if you ain't have a dime, what steps you going to take to make sure that you eat? If you ain't have nowhere to go, what's the steps you going to take to make sure you got somewhere to sleep? If you don't have no vehicle, how far are you willing to walk or run to get where you're trying to go? Everything takes sacrifice. You got to be able to want to sacrifice something. Life ain't going to be easy. Life going to come with hurdles, trials and tribulations that we all got to endure. All you can do, folks, is take it one day at a time. That's all you can do. Let the chips fall where they may. That's all you can do. Take everything one day at a time. Process what's going on and come up with a plan of how you're going to fix it. So you can't proceed if you ain't got a plan. You always got to come up with a plan of what you're going to do next. What steps am I going to take to get food back in my mouth and money in my pocket? What steps am I going to take to get my children back in my life? What steps am I going to take for me to make sure that I have some transportation? What steps am I going to take to make sure the bills are paid? Got to make sacrifices to get what you want, because life and things ain't going to come easy. You're going to have to work for it. The people that made it to the top, they grind and they work for it. So you got to put in some kind of work. You can't expect everything just to fall out the sky and land on your lap. That's not how life works. We wish it was that easy. You wish you could wake up and you ain't got to worry about no bills and you can go get anything you want. But you can't get anything you want if you don't grind. If you don't hustle and get some bread, you're not going to be able to get the things that you want on this earth. All the earthly things. Most of the stuff don't matter anyway, because materialistic stuff we can't take with us anyway. All this is temporary. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure you stay focused. Never give up. Keep your eye on the prize and keep that vision. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to go, wherever you're trying to accomplish, don't let nothing discourage you from doing that. You keep grinding till you get where you're trying to be. Even if you fall down and you lose it all, you pick yourself back up and you try again. You keep pushing until you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Because we all go through things in life where you don't took some kind of loss. But it's how you bounce back. It's going to show you your character, what you made of, what you built on. Are you strong enough to survive? Because life ain't going to be easy. That's why they tell you only the strong will survive. Because you're going to be able to make it. You got to be able to endure the pain when it comes. Because pain going to come. Something going to hurt you. Something going to make you cry. But how do you bounce back? How do you overcome that pain? How do you deal with the pain? These are the things we have to ask ourselves. If you fall down, you find a way to get back up. Don't never give up. Don't lay down. Don't stay down. You keep pulling yourself back up. Because tomorrow can always bring a better day. It can always be a better way if you keep pushing. A lot of people find themselves with their back against the wall. And it makes them want to give up. But you gotta have a big heart to stay strong and keep your faith in God and know that things will get better if you believe. That's what it's all about. Having a strong faith in your heart. No matter how much you lose, you can get it back. If you're patient, if you're hungry, if you're determined, you can get everything you lost back plus more. It just depends on how hungry you are. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? The things you're going to have to overcome. Things you're going to have to endure. Things you're going to have to put up with. It's all a part of life. You're going to deal with drama. All type of drama. How are you going to deal with it? Are you going to let it get the best of you? Are you going to let it bring you down? Are you going to let it keep you down? Or will you keep pushing and achieve all you can achieve in this world? It's a big, beautiful world that God has made. Why not go enjoy it? Why not go live your life? But stay positive. You don't want that negative energy around you. Life is too short for nonsense. We all going to take losses. Everything you want, you ain't going to have it. Everything will always go your way. You're going to get the woman or the man that you dreamed of all the time. You're not going to have all the money that you dreamed of. You might not get the vehicle that you dreamed of. But you got to appreciate and count your blessings. Because you could have nothing at all. There's some people who ain't got nothing. So while we complain about a little bit, imagine having zero. Imagine not eating every day. Imagine not being able to take a shower. Imagine not being able to say, I'm going to wear this clothes or that outfit or that shirt or that pants or these boxers or this underwear. You got to appreciate your blessings. You think you ain't got something. Some people got it worse. Some people got it 10 times worse than we do. The things we complain about is minor when it comes to other people's situation. So we got to count our blessings. Understand that you could have it worse. So no matter what you lose, understand that if you keep pushing, you can always get it back. If it's something materialistic, if you keep grinding, you can get another car if they repo it. If you get evicted, you still can get another place if you stack your money. If God forbid social service come take your kids, if you take your classes and stay on top of your game, you can still get your kids back. There's always a way to make everything right. How much you want it and how much you're willing to sacrifice will determine everything. It's all on you. If you lose something, you want to get it back. How bad do you want that back? How bad you willing to grind and hustle for it? Are you willing to put your nose in the ground and grind? These are the questions you got to ask yourself. Life ain't gonna always go the way you plan. Some people plan it out. I'm going to be married by 30. I'm going to have all my kids and a white picket fence. A lot of times life don't work out like that. You might end up getting pregnant at 14, 15. You might mess around, still be 55 and ain't got no husband. Life don't always go as we plan. But you take it one day at a time and try to control what you can control. Try to make better decisions. See, your decisions will dictate a lot in your life. If we keep making wrong decisions on wrong terms, you're not going to go in the right direction. Think about it. If you keep making a wrong turn, you ain't going to go the right way. It ain't going to work out for you. You don't have to be a genius to realize that. When you take a loss, You can always bounce back. Your bank account can be 0 and then 1,000. And this thing ain't even charging. Ain't that something? I don't know what to tell you, baby.